right. Impact. The last one of the year. But before I get started, I wanted to say, sorry I did not have a Dynamite review. I was not feeling well. I thought I was feeling better, but I was not feeling 100% better. And I just couldn't do it. I just wasn't feeling very good. You know how when you get sick, and because I had done some stuff out in the street in the cold, and when you come back, you don't feel well, you just want to sleep, you take your medicine, you just sleep. That's what happened to me. So I missed Dynamite. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I still feel a little sick, like my throat's still messed up. I'm taking what's needed. But that's not the thing you're here to hear about. You're here to hear about my feelings about this Impact. Let me give it to you like this. As the last show for this year, because they did say, and it was Tom said, we will have a show January 1st. Great. It's 2 weeks, yeah. Of course, we knew this was going to happen. They didn't say next week we're going to have even something new. No. Next 2 weeks is just going to be repeats and the best of. That's what I expected. But January 1st of 2026, we're getting content. Instead of almost February, like the last couple of years has always been, it's January. And that's a plus. I will take that. And what we got here in this show, as you see my title, wasn't 100% bad. Wasn't great, but wasn't 100% bad. The first match, the 20-man battle royal. Whoever wins gets a shot at the number one contendership of not the X Division, not the International Championship, the World title, which, fine, that's good. Kaz needs a challenger. Since it's not going to be Santana, it's got to be somebody. So, we had everybody there, including the one that I did report on that was already known, but I did talk about Bear Bronson. He was there, and the last person that he dealt with and had to eliminate was Eric Young. Good, fine, I'm perfectly alright with that. So now we're getting Bear Bronson, an entirely new person, going into Genesis for the world title. Now, mind you, I know many people are going to say that, who the hell is Bear Bronson? Who cares about Bear Bronson? It should be a more notable name. Well, hear my words. There is no notable names. I'm sorry. Not from WWE that is still available, and not from WWE who left, or AEW for that matter. There's been no one known that's going to be leaving. The only person that would be was John Cena. And John is retired from wrestling. He's not going to leave WWE, who has a legend contract, and then go over to TNA and do a little bit of work there. He's done. That's the only notable person that has so much momentum behind them that if he decided to go back into wrestling, it would make an explosion beyond epic proportions. No one would expect John Cena, of all people, to jump to TNA, which is really, well, let's make it clear. Silver Lake is here and it's going to be there for a very long time. TNA is here. AEW is somewhere around there too. That's just the deal. It's just how it is. And I don't see that happening. So the only new person they got is someone that used to be part of AEW that really wasn't incredibly great, but at least he is a new face that can be built up. And as I said before, who gives two damn flips about what they did before? It don't make a difference what no one's ever said you don't get it. Who cares about Bear Bronson? It's not a point about caring about Bear Bronson. It's about what the company's going to make Bear Bronson than what he was or wasn't. If they can't build Bear... I'm trying very hard to make it clear that, do I believe he's a main eventer? No. Could they make him into a main eventer? Yes, if he's got the talent for it. And more than that, will they push him? If he's good enough as a good character, good charisma, good mic skills, which it looked like he can speak, it's okay. And will they push him? That's what it comes down to. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care what he did on the indies. I don't care what he did in AEW. It means bullshit right now. I don't care about what he did in there. I know because I reported on him when he was part of the Iron Savages. Or Bear Country, not Iron Savages, my mistake. Bear Country. It makes no difference. That's bullshit right now. All that matters is what they're going to do with him now. And if they can't build him, or if he can't get himself over, you're stuck with what you got. The segment wasn't bad. Now, next match. I almost forgot. How do I feel about AJ Francis choke slamming Rick Swann on the apron during the match? Because he wasn't part of the match. I'm not going to say yes or no on that. I got to wait until January 1st. Excuse me, I've been coughing still. Throat's still messed up. This is the thing. I'm not going to talk about it because it counts on what they're going to do after January 1st with their feud. We knew they're going to go there sooner or later with Rich Swann. They knew it. Will Casey Navarro come back by that time? I don't know. Will it still just be Rich and AJ Francis? I don't know. I'm going to leave it until the first show of the year if they're shown on the show, or when they're showing AMC, and if they're going to be there. I don't know which one. We'll just have to wait and see. So I'm not going to speculate. Now, the women's match. The Angel Warriors versus Tessa and what is her name? Mia Moore. I believe that's her name. Mia Moore. Do I care about Mia Moore? Nope. Do I care about Tessa? Yeah. Do I care about the Angel Warriors? No. Not yet. Because I really felt nothing from them still. Let's make it very clear. There is a tag titles. But do I really care about them with the tag titles? No. Not right now because Inspiration got them. And I'm not into the Inspiration because of how badly they broke their promise. I'm sorry. Cass and Jess promised many, many years ago they would be different than what they were. And they didn't do that. When they did their second run, they looked like they were beginning to build a much more better characters for themselves, but then they fell right back into the Iconics, which upsets me personally, because I go by what you promised, not on TV, but in podcasts. If you say 100% we want to be different, both of them at different times said they're going to be different, and then they don't deliver, I am very skeptical of you after that. And then when you go away, have kids, which I'm happy for them, they have their kids. But then they come back. And they look like they really wanted to keep that promise this time. And they look like they're beginning to change. And they're beginning to change. And then turn the script. Go right back to the way they were before. Going right back to the Iconics. And understand, it's not about them doing the iconic stick. Opposing. It's about the characters. They're being complacent. They're not trying to make themselves better. Jessie is still very awkward in the ring. Cass is the one that has to cover for her. And that's not against either one of the women. They both look like very good, kind, caring women. But when you're in that ring, and when you promise to do something different, and you're still doing the exact same stuff, and most of the time botching it, how am I supposed to feel? I know the other people that love them. I know there's a lot of women that love them. But if they're not willing to see that they're not keeping their promise, that's on you, not me. So the Angel Warriors, well, what does this mean for the Angel Warriors? Nothing. Not until after January do we know they're going to do anything with them against the Inspiration. Next. Let me give it to you like this. First, did I like what happened with Elijah dealing with did he sound any different than he normally does when he has his concerts? No. Elijah is still very popular and still over while he does these concerts. The one that's interesting is Ali. And the question is, why are you putting Ali with Elijah? That's the big question here. What are you doing with Elijah? What are you doing with Ali? You now stuck them in a feud where Elijah can get easily his ass kicked. And he did get his ass kicked, even though he managed to face off against the not very strong hands, not very great hands, just hands that basically got their teeth kicked in. And then it took Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz of all people, to be a roadblock for Elijah until he gets hit in the back of the neck and the back with another guitar. A little bit of Jeff Jarrett for you, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of Jeff Jarrett. There you go. And I want to say this. Am I into it? No. Let's see what happens after January 1st. Because it's up to TNA to make me care. That's what it comes down to. They got to make me care. And I don't know if they will. Next, the Moose segment with Cedric Alexander. Moose saying he can't get the world title. He may have a shot at the North American title, which I don't know if he will. But now he's going to try and invoke his rematch clause for the X Division title. And Cedric said, no, big man. I'm not saying you can't have this shot. It's just I'm next. You hold your horses. Hold it. That's kind of like with Elijah with the horse. And people really didn't like that part when I'm talking about the horse. But essentially, you're going to have to wait. It is my time. After that, you go. I'm not trying to stop you from doing it, but I'm next in line. Kind of reminds me what happened with, if you didn't watch NXT the last couple of weeks, you literally got Ricky Saints who wanted to invoke his rematch clause before New Year's Evil, and guess who is the one who tried to and did stop him? And that is Devon Evans, which makes no sense whatsoever for him to be that stupid to invoke his rematch clause, where the only thing I do is wait 21 days. They just wanted the title not to be on him, and they just want to put him in a feud with Ricky Saints. Here, it kind of feels the same way, because you now have someone, yes, not Bound for Glory, I think it was Slammiversary, that he had his shot and lost it. And let me take that back. Moose was champ. He lost. He never invoked his rematch clause, which doesn't seem to have a time limit in TNA, which is fine. He's still invalid within a year. And now you're getting Cedric Alexander doing the same thing as Devon Evans, but the point is that there is no number one contender that he won. He's just saying, I'm next. Does this mean there's going to be a fight between him and Moose? Probably. But do I want that? I don't know. I mean, it'll be a good match, but do I want to see Moose go up against Cedric without a story? No. But this is a big question of what we're going to get. Let me give it to you like this. Was the steel cage match good? It was alright. Matt was taken out. He was number 6. And one of High Rise took him out. But then you get the Righteous coming down, grabbing him, seeing if he's alright, and you see Dutch take him on the shoulders and walk him to the back. Don't know what's happening there. It's going to be very interesting to see if they're going to try and brainwash him or not. But everyone else gets in the ring. A good match. Santino gets in, faces Stacks, and pretty much it was... Who was the one that got the pin? Brooks Jensen gets the pin. And Santana is the one who gave him the spin the block after Santino gave him the Cobra. Fine. And the last two in the ring, well, I should say last 3 in the ring, will be Stacks, will be Santino, and then eventually a Ariana Grace comes in the ring. And it is obvious. When she got in that ring, there was something was going to happen. I did not know what. I mean, many people say, dude, it's so obvious. She was the one who brought in the NXT Outlaws, the Outsiders, now the Outlaws. She's the one that did it, yes. It was pretty obvious. And I didn't say who it was. But the point here is, it's not just about how she brought them in, it's what she was going to do after that. That was a big question. Because as far as I'm going to be concerned, as I said before, sooner or later, Santino and Stacks is going out against each other, and possibly International Championship will be involved. And it's going to be a question of what an Ariana... Well, see it like this. Ariana had to choose. Either be with Stacks or be with her dad. That's what I said. But in this situation, it was there. Right now, we had that moment when it was not for the title. I thought it could be for the title. Like I said, I thought maybe it could be. But Stacks, Santino, and Ariana, that moment happened. And she betrayed him. That's my title. There's no other thing to think about. It's what you kind of wanted to see. Maybe with Hogan, with his daughter, and Bully Ray just before you see the Aces and Eights. Some people wanted her to join him. Others said this was perfect when Aces and Eights were discovered to have the leader as Bully Ray. And Hogan's daughter and Hogan, they were both good guys. One of them was not flipping. Here, we get exactly what we knew we had to have. Either Ariana had to go for a dad and then just say to Stacks, forget it, I'm not marrying you. Or she's going to go with Stacks and screw over her dad. And she kicked him in the nuts, as you saw from my thumbnail. She kicked his ass in the nuts. And everyone is saying, what the hell's wrong with you? And said, you don't know anything. You don't know he was a damn deadbeat dad. Doesn't that sound familiar? A little bit of Dominic Mysterio. A little bit of Dom there. A little bit of Dominic. But the difference is, this is not a boy dealing with his dad. This is his daughter dealing with her. And the question's going to be, is Santino still going to go after Stacks and go after that international championship unless he's going to have someone else do it for him? That's going to be a big, big question of what we're going to get moving forward into 2026. I have no clue. I don't know if it's going to be Santino himself or he's going to have a proxy instead of himself to deal with Stacks. And the most important thing, this is very important, since it's now is going to be a prominent storyline, what is TNA going to be dealing with? Let's make it clear that NXT is going to be involved in some form of fashion in it. Is it going to be orientated to make NXT look good more than TNA? Because in the end, this is going to be a big question. This is going to be a prominent storyline. I just don't know what we're going to get. Not until next year. But this is my point of view. And I hope you enjoyed this TNA Impact review. Please give me a comment below. This is probably the last one of the year. But I'm not going to try and make some videos to go up. I'm going to try and make some videos I didn't get to because, as I said, I've been sick. Ugh. Everybody in my area is sick. There's so many people that have been getting sick in New York. And in my area where I'm living in New York, it sucks. There have been more than a few ambulances that have been rolling up, picking people up and taking them to the hospital. Thank goodness I haven't gotten there. Peace.